Just so you know what we're talking about today, I went outside last night and took this photo, and if you look really closely, you'll see that it's actually... After watching films like Interstellar, Elysium, and The Martian, you might think that space is something that was just made up by Hollywood for Matt Damon to explore. But it's actually a real thing. I just don't think people realize how dangerous space is. So let's say you decide, oh, space, that seems pretty cool, let me go check it out. Guess what? You're gonna die. It won't be one of those peacefully into the night things. It'll be with all the water explosively boiling out of your body as you get turned into a crunchy space nugget. And I know you're thinking, I mean, I'll watch Bear Grylls though, so I think I'll be okay. Well, you're not Bear Grylls. In space, pretty much everything except for Earth will kill you. There's no oxygen, there's no atmosphere, you're just kind of floating. And despite what I was led to believe, there's no StarCraft either. So despite being already dead, what else will kill you? You could be swallowed by an expanding sun, fried by gamma rays, and if you got sucked into a black hole, you would be rapidly stretched into a pool noodle as the immense gravitational pull would act more strongly on the parts of you it's closest to. For many people, their biggest fear is the ocean, and I'll admit, I'm not going to fuck with the ocean. But space is at least 3 or 4 times bigger than all the oceans put together. In fact, it's so large that even if you could see infinitely far into the night sky, you could never see its edge. Rather, you would only see an infinite blackness where the light ends. Which is also the title of my new autobiography, so check that out if you get a chance. With all of these terrible possibilities in mind, if you were thrown into space right now, is death really the worst thing that could happen? I know this isn't my usual style, but I think the scariest thing about space would be if you survived, because it would be just you floating into the darkness, completely helpless and alone to your own thoughts of what could have been and what you could have done and the experiences that you could have had. And the truth is, space is already like that, and it's where we live, it's lonely, and despite the universe being so large and full of beautiful things, all of it's so far apart it's nearly completely empty. And while space created the particles from which we're made and has been around for nearly 14 billion years sustaining all life in the universe, most of us have barely given a moment of thought to how incredible that is. And either we're alone in the universe or we're not, but for those of us alive right now, we'll probably never know, and although our technology is always getting better and better, we're still limited by what we are as human beings. But what really excites me is knowing that science is always trying and always improving. And when you have moments when everything just goes right and something you never expected ends up surprising you, it's like... John Cena!